From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2038, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, November 23, 2016. Thousands of people have been left stranded on a devastated landscape in New Zealand, which was shattered by a 7.8 magnitude earthquake, Monday, the 14th of November.
With a state of emergency declared in the Canterbury region, hardest hit by the quake, emergency response has included an international array of naval vessels. Defence Minister Jerry Brownlee told the New Zealand Herald that offers of help were accepted from the United States, Australia, Canada, Japan and Singapore. The fleet of rescue ships includes the first United States warship to visit New Zealand in 33 years. The quake, which caused extensive damage in Kaikoura and Kelvedon, killed at least 2 persons. One local ham, Ken Duffy, ZL4KD, activated the Christchurch repeater to listen for emergency and damage reports shortly after the first quake struck. He remained on the air through the series of aftershocks that occurred. As Amateur Radio Newsline went to production, hams continued to monitor frequencies while they awaited word from government agencies on their offer to step in during the rescue effort. Reporting for the Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
The changing of the guard continues with news of 2 prominent silent keys.
Yvon Pastre, F3AT, was considered one of the world's oldest radio amateurs, and at 102, that itself was quite an accomplishment. His achievements as a top DXer, however, were considered even more unparalleled by those who knew and respected him. Yvon's name can be found at the top of the DXCC honour roll, with a total of 388 entries confirmed. He also held 5 band DXCC honours, licensed as F3AU in 1931. He was most active and proficient in CW throughout his long life, and he was celebrated for his varied operations. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Bucci for NJH.
The amateur radio world also lost a noted leader active in the ARRL. Todd Olson, K0TO, is being remembered as an accomplished contester, mentor, and a positive influence by many in and out of the headquarters of the ARRL. Todd became a silent key November 12th at age 83, ending his long battle with cancer.
That was Jim Dameron, N8TMW. Finally this week, 'tis the season. Santa has a sack full of toys and a net full of hams.
We're now in our 11th year on 3916. This started, I had a young, probably a 7 or 8 year old at home. Somebody got the idea, hey, what if we connect some of the kids in our households to Santa? That was the humble beginnings of SantaNet.
Pete Thompson, KE5GGY, thinks he could have up to 400 Santa contacts this year, starting on November 25th, right through and including Christmas Eve, December 24th.
I would just encourage anybody to think about kids in your neighborhood, think about your own kids and grandkids, people that you can introduce to ham radio. That's the other thing that happens here.
Pete sent along this contact he made last year.
Robert, are you on the frequency?
Yes, I am. I've got my granddaughter Morgan sitting in my lap here.
Calling Santa Claus. This is KE5GGY in Dallas, Texas, trying to call Santa Claus at the North Pole. We have Morgan ready to talk to Santa Claus. Come in, Santa. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! And hello, is Morgan on the radio? Hello, Morgan. This is Santa Claus. Hello, Morgan. How are you doing? You're getting so big and so beautiful. And let me ask you a question, Morgan. Have you been a good girl this year?
Yeah.
That's what it says on my good girl list. You're at the top of the list.
So if you know someone who wants to talk to Santa, just dial up 3916 weeknights at 7:30 p.m. Central, starting November 25th. For Amateur Radio Newsline, ho ho, I'm Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
For the rest of this week's Amateur Radio News, please listen to the full Amateur Radio Newsline report online on a repeater near you or on shortwave radio station WTWW at 9930 and 5085 kilohertz. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at www.arnewsline.org. With Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF, Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, Jim Dameron, N8TMW, Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.